Hello all, let us continue the sessions on wired LANs, which is basically we were dealing with the Ethernet standards. So now we have to move ahead with the physical layer or implementation with respect to the standard Ethernet. So out of which we can see that this standard Ethernet, it is further divided into 10 base phi, 10 base 2, 10 base T and 10 base F. So it is basically the physical layer implementation which is done for the standard Ethernet. All the standards, all the physical layer standard implementation Ethernet here is being done with a rate of 10 Mbps because it is a standard Ethernet that we are trying to discuss, and we have discussed the other day that the standard Ethernet data rate is 10 Mbps, 10 megabits per second. And this standard Ethernet, it is always going to make use of digital signaling. When it comes to digital signaling, it means that it is going to make use of the baseband kind of signaling technique or baseband transmission technique. So what you can see here, how the encoding and decoding of this particular standard Ethernet implementation is done for encoding process as well as for decoding process. So you can see at the one side that we are trying to transmit a data at a rate of 10 Mbps, which is Manchester encoded, and then this encoded data is sent to the station via the twisted pair cable, and again from the cable at the receiver end we will be Manchester decoding it or decoding back the original digital signal in the form of digital bits and then getting back it at a rate of 10 Mbps. So this process we are going to do as a method of encoding and decoding. So now when it comes for Manchester coding, we know that the Manchester encoding process or a decoding process itself is a self-synchronizing component, or the process of Manchester encoder we mainly use in digital communication because it is for we know its characteristics is self-synchronous in nature. It is self-synchronous in nature, and then by providing a transition at each bit interval, we want to know how the transmitter is getting the data on par with or in synchronous at the receiver end. That is why we are always making use of Manchester encoder and decoder block in order to have the encoding process being done. The next thing is, let us now go one by one about how this standard Ethernet is implemented with respect to the physical nature of its cable. So that's where we are trying to look for the implementation of the standard Ethernet, which is basically the 10 base phi implementation. So what is this 10 base phi? The 10 represents 10 Mbps and base represents we are making use of baseband signaling technique. And what is this phi representing? Phi represents we are making use of a 500 metered length cable to draw between two stations. So the cable length here, if you consider, it is going to be 500 meters. So that is what we are trying to look for here. And then this is the very first implementation which was done, which is so called as 10 base phi. So it's also called as thick Ethernet, which is also called as thick Ethernet, or it is also called as thicknet. And what is done here is the size of the cable, as told, it is always thick in nature. When we say it is thick in nature, it is we cannot try to bend that particular cable. It is stiff enough such that it is there present between two ends. So that stiffness of the cable is existing when it comes for the thick Ethernet implementation or 10 base phi implementation. So we are trying to make use of such a kind of Ethernet implementation, or the 10 base 5, it was the first, since it was the first Ethernet specification, it made use of the bus topology with an having external trans receiver. When we say external trans receiver, any station at the external part, we are going to call them as trans receiver station, which means it can be a transmitter in nature or receiver in nature by connected with the help of a thick tap. So the box like thing here, which is dark in nature, it is via that tap we are trying to connect to that external transmitter receiver station, and in between we are trying to make use of a thick coaxial cable, which we are going to call that cable as trans receiver cable, and the length of that cable which is connecting the tap to the transceiver, we are going, which is of length 50 meters. So we are making use of a coaxial cable to run from the Ethernet implementation end towards the transceiver station. So and then if at all I want to increase, this is what I already told, it was of length 500 meters. So if my region of coverage is more and I want to extend it to the next region, what we make here is we make use of a repeater. We make use of a repeater and then further draw one more line and further extend the next 500 cable line. So what is the purpose of a repeater is, the purpose of a repeater is to increase the strength of the signal. The purpose of a repeater is to increase the gain of the signal, strengthen the power of the signal. So that is where we are trying to first place the repeater and then again make one more usage of the thick net or make one more usage of the 10 base 5 kind of cable. And since we are trying to implement a thick cable, this thick cable is always going to have the thickness of the cable, since it is high or it is toughened kind of cable, so the cost of the cable is going to be very high. Then moving on to the next kind of implementation, which is 10 base 2. 10 base 2 is also helping us to implement the bus topology, and what you can see is, what is this 10 is 10 refers to 10 Mbps, 10 refers to 10 Mbps and baseband digital signal, and then the length of the cable is how much here, it is 185 meters. And then when it comes for the implementation of this 10 base 2, here we are going to call this basically 10 base 2 as thin Ethernet, or it is also called as cheaper net. So it is called as thin Ethernet, or it is also called as cheaper net. Why the name so? It is because the cable which is existing here is of very thin in nature and it is more flexible kind of cable. So we can easily implement, or we can easily bend the cable and take it as per the structure of the building or structure of the room that is existing. So that is where the cost of this particular thin Ethernet implementation is very less. And then one more thing to look for, how we have the transceiver stations which are available here. These transceiver stations, instead of connecting to the tap, they are now connected directly to our stations with the help of T-shaped connectors. These connectors are again not so cost effective, and all these transceiver stations are now having an inbuilt interface or inbuilt transceivers part, which are basically installed inside the station in your network interface card. So that is where there is small change, or there is small improvement which was done to reduce the thickness of the cable, and then to reduce the cost of implementation of the cable, and to make the cable more flexible. Then coming for what we have to note here is, the collision occurs here because the collision is going to occur here because of the thin coaxial cable which is present here. Although it is cost effective, but still we have to look for what is the kind of transmission of data that is happening here is going to definitely have collisions being done due to the flexibility of the cable or due to the thin nature of the cable which is present. Suppose if we want to improvise, or if we want to broaden the length of the cable, or if we want to increase the length of the cable in case of this thin Ethernet, it is not possible. Or if I say it is not possible, it would be a weird word. So instead of that, we can say, since there is high level of attenuation or high level of loss of signal which is going to happen, or loss of data which is going to happen due to collision, it is better we avoid such a kind of increase in the levels of the coaxial cable length, which is, we have to keep it very much specific to 200 meters. We should not go beyond 200 meters because it is going to create attenuation in the cable. The next implementation is 10/T, which is 10 Mbps baseband line and a twisted pair cable. T stands for twisted pair cable. So this basically is also called as twisted pair Ethernet. So it follows star topology, or the physical implementation of this can be done by making use of star topology. The stations are connected to hub. The stations here are first connected to the hub. From the hub there are twisted pair lines which are running towards the station. And what we have to note is these two pairs of cable as mentioned here, or since it is a twisted pair cable, it is going to create two paths for data transmission. What are the two paths? One for sending the data and one for receiving the data between the station and the hub. And any collision here happens in the hub. So it is not that the collision is going to happen in the cable, because we are having individual cables getting connected to the station. The collision does not happen in the cable. Instead, the collision is going to happen here in the hub, because after all the data reception or transmission, it is going to come and reach the hub. So that is where we have implemented this particular 10/T implementation, trying to individualize or trying to reduce the collision effects which was happening earlier in the bus topology formation in your 10/2, and now we have replaced it actually with the twisted pair cable. So the maximum length of the twisted pair cable that we can use here is only 100 meters. It is 100 meters. The length is a drawback for us. So we have to make use of a 100-meter twisted pair cable, and we cannot maximize the length of the twisted pair cable, as again there are attenuations which are created in the twisted pair cable. Moving on to the next part, which is 10/F implementation. So 10 refers for 10 Mbps of the data, and the baseband kind of signaling method which is used, and then we have the fiber now which is being implemented, or the optical fiber cable is being used of 10 Mbps Ethernet. And the most thing, or the only thing that you can look at the type of the topology here is in 10/T and 10/F, we are trying to implement it using the star topology, and over that all the stations are individually getting connected to the hub, basically in your 10/T as well as in your 10/F. But the drawback that was there in twisted pair cable connection was we were having two pairs of wires or two pairs of cable twisted, and that was getting connected to the hub separately. On the same lines, instead of having two such kind of twisting happening, and which was creating actually the attenuation in the cable, if at all I am trying to increase the length of the twisted pair cable, instead of, to avoid that, what we have done is we are maintaining two different cables, two fiber optic cables for each of the stations which are present here. One is meant for transmitting, or one is meant for sending of the data, and one more is meant for receiving of the data, and all are further getting connected at the hub. And what would be the length of the cable that is existing here, or what would be the length of this fiber that would be existing here is 2000 meters. So that would be the length of the fiber that is going to exist, and we already know that optical cables are quite costlier, and so we cannot go beyond 2000 meters. So cost is the drawback that we are having in case of your 10 base F implementation. Let us summarize each one of the standards that are available here. The standards, like we are discussing about what kind of medium are we using, what is the maximum length of the line that is existing, and then what is the media, what is the maximum length, what is the line coding technique that we are following. So let us quickly summarize all the 4 kinds of standard implementation, physical layer, Ethernet standard implementation that we have done so far. So 10 base phi, 10 base 2, 10 base T and 10 base F. So 10, 10, 10 here it is representing us that we are going to make use of a data rate which is of 10 Mbps. Base refers to the baseband line, that baseband digital modulation technique that we are using, and coming for phi, here phi refers to the 500 meters, 2 here refers to the 2 here refers to 185 meters, T refers for the twisted pair cable which will be of 100 meters, and F refers to optical fiber cable which is of 200 meters. And as already seen, we are always going to make use of Manchester encoding and decoding process, because it is having 2 properties or 2 characteristics. The very first one is it has got self-synchronism in nature, and then we have one more property or one more characteristics of Manchester coding, which is error detecting or bit error detecting. So that can be done using Manchester coding, and that is why we are moving for line coding technique which is using Manchester coding. And for 10 base phi implementation, we made use of the medium which is thick coaxial cable, and then for 10 base 2 thin coaxial cable, then for 10 base 3 twisted pair cable, 2 twisted pair cables, one for sending and one for receiving, and then we had 2 fiber optic cables being used, which is one for transmitting the data and one for receiving the data from the station to the hub. Hope you all enjoyed. Happy learning. Thank you.